Talk about some rhythm guitar parts for some rockabilly stuff. Today, these are kind of the beginning of jamming with people or making up your own songs in this style. Super fun. Let's look at the first one. I call it Rumble in Brighton. Also, it's kind of the Cramps too. It's kind of a Cramps vibe. So if I'm in E, I'm thinking an E chord or an E minor chord. But what I'm doing is I'm doing my palm mute and my power chord. So I'm doing the two lowest strings. I got the 6th string and the 5th string. Hopefully they're in tune. And I'm playing them with a palm mute. Down, up. So I'm playing 6th string, 5th string. Put it down my finger on the 3rd fret of the 6th string. That's the minor 3rd of the scale. And then I play the 5th string again. So this guy stays where it is. And the Brian Setzer thing, or the Stray Cats vibe of Rumble in Brighton, it kind of hits this 4th string as well, which is also, it's an octave. And it's in the chord. Kind of sloppy, and it's kind of cool to hit that upstroke with the accent. Now I'm on the 4 chord. Hopefully that one's in tune. It's same thing. Got my 3-note power chord, root, 5th octave, on the A chord, back to E. And then I just play, since we're doing a blues or we're doing kind of a creepy blues vibe, I'm going to play the 5th string on the 2nd fret and the 4th string on the 4th fret. This is my B power chord. Move it up to the 3rd fret, back to 2, and I end with where I started, which is that riff, the Rumble in Brighton riff. It was in tune when I started. All right, well, what would that sound like if I was jamming with my people or was writing a song? All right, the Chuck Berry. You owe it to yourself as a fan of rockabilly music, rock and roll, just being a guitar player, to learn this one. This is everywhere. It's in a slow blues. It's in Johnny B. Goode. What I'm doing, so I'm in C. I'm just going to change keys on some of these so you guys get a feel for different keys. 8th fret power chord, 2-string guitar, and I'm rocking my pinky, my 4th finger, onto the 12th fret. So my power chord is a perfect 5th. I'm on the 8th fret and the 10th fret here. And then my major 6th, which is the focus of the riff, it's even a kind of a piano riff, is going to be a whole step away from the 5th string, for my 3rd finger basically. So I'm stretching. How are we going to do this to jam? Let's go with a 12-bar blues, kind of like a Johnny B. Goode. So we're going to go. So I'm doing the same pattern on different chords. Of course, it doesn't have to be a blues progression. You could do it, make up your own song. Move it all over the place. But if you're just getting started with power chords, get way into it because there's so many styles and songs that have these power chords. This is Rock and Roll 101. Chuck Berry, so good. For slow blues, you might do like... Same thing, different rhythm over here with the palm mute. So far, both of these styles have a palm mute. Okay, the walking bass line. This one's super fun. I also call it the Hot Rod Lincoln style. I'll play it one time and then we'll break it down. Okay, I kind of fancied it up, but let's go through it. I'm playing the notes or outlining the notes of a E chord when I'm on the E chord, and A chord when I'm on the A chord, and a B chord when I'm on the B chord. So I'm playing another 12-bar blues progression. Of course, you don't have to do it like that. Hot Rod Lincoln, it's not a typical blues progression. It's a different progression. But you can use these walking bass lines all over the place. Do them in any key. Super fun. And they sound great when the bass player is playing a 2-beat. You know, the bass player's going... Those two things go together really well. And then if you really want... This is a side note. If you really want it to drive at a certain section, then both you and the bass player can both double it in certain sections, then it sounds awesome. If you do that too much, people get numb, but there's a moment where you guys can kind of show off together and play the walking line together. Break it down. Everything I'm going down, up. So I got down, up on the open string, down, up on the 4th fret of the E string, down, up on the 2nd fret of the A string, down, up on the 4th fret of the A string. So I got, that's one bar. 1, 2, 3, 4. And the first time I played the octave, it just went in reverse. So I got the 2nd fret of the E string, 4th fret of the 4th string, 2nd fret of the 5th string. So what that sounds like is 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. Sometimes I'm swinging it, sometimes I'm playing straight. You can do both. That's why it's so great, this line. Second time I go open, 4th fret, 2nd fret, 4th fret, but then I bend to play this note here. It's the 7th of the chord. So I can either play it. I'm going up to 5, 4, 2, back to 4, or I can bend to it. Super cool. Then I'm on to the A chord, so I'm going to play open 5th string, open 5th string, 4th fret of the 5th string, 2nd fret of the 4th string, 4th fret of the 4th string, got the octave on the 2nd fret of the 3rd string, 4th fret of the 4th string, 2nd fret of the 4th string. That one you could do the bend thing too. I don't know what just happened. Oh! That sounds super cool. Reminds me of Setzer. And then I'm back to the E chord. Okay, so now I need a B chord, and I'm going to outline it. I'm going to play the root 3rd, 5th, back to the 3rd of the B chord. That's the 2nd fret of the 5th string, 6th fret of the 5th string, 4th fret of the 4th string, 6th fret of the 5th string. But I want to do something cool for the walk down. I'm going to go up here and play a B and an octave B above it. So I got the 7th fret of the 6th string and the 9th fret of the 4th string. And I'm going to play the octave. Walking walking it down. So my index finger is playing, excuse me, my first finger is playing 7, 5, 4, 2, and then I'm back to my E pattern. And then I finish with a B7. All these can be varied. Maybe your song doesn't do a typical progression of going B. Maybe your song does something around the turnaround like a B, and then you play C, just like the first one, the Cramps one. You can mix and match these a little bit. Have a great time. Let me play it for you one more time. Okay, let's do the blue suede shoes lick. This is not exact what Carl Perkins played, but this will give you a good vibe, and you can get around a lot of rockabilly tunes and open up your playing and get started for the kind of the finger picking style of it too with this one. So we're not going to do the finger picking style, but this is a good intro to that to get started. We're not going to do that one. We're just going to go. What I'm doing, once again, I'm playing a 12-bar blues progression. You can mix these up. I'm just going to give it to you in a standard format. I'm playing an A7 bar chord, and then I'm rocking the 13 on the second string. So I'm playing a 5th position bar chord of a dominant 7th chord. But on the second string, I got the 13 rocking on and off, and it just gives it a nice vibe. One warning, I would not play a bar chord in almost every situation, no bar chord with all 6 strings at once. That's just too much, it's going to cut through the band. Rarely do I do that. Instead, when I play a bar chord, I'm going to play bass and then treble. Bass, treble. And that's what I'm doing here. So I'm going to go bass, treble. When I get to the D chord, I'm going to play D9. So it's a replacement for a D7 chord, very jazzy, very bluesy. 5th fret, 4th fret, 7th fret, 5th fret. Now, there's some other cats that will play it. They will bar the first 3 strings and include the first string. I don't do that. My fingers aren't really flexible enough for that. If I need that, I just omit the first string, which opens up my hand to this 13 here. We're not going there. So just play this D9 chord, either the 4-string version like I'm playing, the 5-string version if you could flatten this finger out. I guess I can do it. Okay. Or take off the root. Just play 4-string guitar. Super nice. Same thing on the E chord. My root is on the 7th fret. Back to the 4. Well, there's 1 for the money, 2 for the show. 3 to get ready, not go. Can't go, but don't you? 7 suede shoes. So this is not the exact one from the song, but it sure is part of the style. The exact one from the song would be a whole lesson, and we could probably get into that because Carl Perkins, he was a great, great guitar player. Okay, the Mystery Train lick. crucial piece of rockabilly history. Let's do it. There's many ways to play this. A lot of guys do double picking on the low string. Some people use a thumb pick, but I'm going to show you the way that I do it, and I think if you start slow, you'll really find that it works all over the place. So, I'm playing the 6th string with my pick, and then with my E minor chord, I'm hammering the major third onto the 3rd string. So here's your E chord, I'm hammering it on. And when I do that 2nd strike, I'm playing pick, middle, ring on strings 4, 3, and 2. So that's a place to start, just getting that. Moving the pick, skipping the 5th string. And I play the 6th string again, and flatten out. It looks like an A chord, and you could think of it as an A chord, or you can think of it as an E suspension. Either way, for my music theory cats and kittens. So when I play it, I play the 6th string, hammer on, 6th string again, and then it's just fingers on this smash down A chord. So you can just rock it over, or you can actually use your 2nd finger to make it happen. I just smashed down my E chord. And you can add the extra E afterwards. I'm not sure that was on the original recording. It sounds like it is because they had that slapback echo, which I got a little of that here. Take some practice to get this. 6th string, chord with a hammer on, 6th string, smash down chord, like an A chord, with your fingers, and then the E string again. So there's an extra open E before I start again. It doesn't have to be perfect. As long as you get this, it's going to sound right. It takes time to get it down. When you go to the 4 chord, you can, let's do it like this. Mystery Train, you would use this guy. But let's do the same thing on the A chord. So I'm going to use the open A string. Same thing, but now I'm playing this 4-string A chord and slamming down my 3rd finger to make the D or the A suspended. On that one, I like to play the 2nd note before I go back to the beginning of the pattern, the 4th string. All right, that's kind of like the Rockabilly Stray Cats song. I think it's called Built for Speed. Oops. Similar vibe. He goes up to the A string. See, guys? Brian Setzer's using these classic riffs to write his songs, and so can you, and it's super cool. So, for the 5 chord, this one's a little tricky. I'm going to go up to the B chord. It's a little tricky. I'm going to play the 6th string on the 7th fret, and I'm going to hammer on the 3rd string to the 8th fret. So I got 7. That hammer-on chord is 4th string, 3rd string, 2nd string, hammering down my 2nd finger. Same thing with the last note right before I start again is the 4th string. So, whoops. If you're one of those cats with the... Why do I keep saying cats? Must be this shirt. If you're one of these people with a long thumb and you can do... My thumb's not quite long enough. To really help, that's really nice if you have a thumb that can... That's not quite long enough. There's a real cool Jerry Reed one. Let's see if I can do it. Kind of sloppy. I don't have that extra long thumb, but it's super cool. There it is. Just had to get into it. Walking up. So walking up to the bass note. Okay guys, thanks for watching. If you like what you saw, please subscribe for more videos. And if you got a comment or something that you'd like to see in a future video, go ahead and leave a comment. I'll see you in the next video.